Hello my patient friends and welcome to a new video. I've been away for a while, but I'm back and today I'm gonna show you guys how you can make a beautiful Kygo piano jam that sounds like this. But before we start with the actual video, I want you to meet my new team member that will be part of the Bedroom Producer family from now on. Say hello, Henry.
Thanks, Nathan. Hey guys, and welcome to a new video.
So this is Henry. Henry has a lot of experience with voiceovers and will help me from now on so I can focus on bringing you guys the best content. So without further ado, I'm gonna give the word to Henry and he will be showing you guys some magic tricks.
Alright, so today I'm gonna show you how you can make a beautiful Kygo piano jam. As we all know, Kygo is a crazy musical genius and he uses real pianos in his jams. But how can we make beautiful Kygo piano jams if we're not musical geniuses and don't have real pianos? Don't worry, I have good news for you, because I found out some tricks that will help you make beautiful Kygo piano jams. First, let's start with the actual piano. To make real sounding pianos, there are 4 things to consider that are the most important. The piano VST itself, velocity and note length, and timing. Let's start with the piano VST. You need a piano that already sounds good. If it doesn't sound good from the beginning, even the best MIDI tricks won't help you. I'm going to use Kygo's favorite VST piano from Waves here. Besides that, there are some really great sounding pianos from native instruments that you can use as well. Next is velocities and note length. This one is tricky because velocities are hard to make good without actually playing. So we actually have to play it on the MIDI keyboard. But don't worry again. You don't have to be a good player because I'm going to show you some tricks. I, for example, can't play this entire piece at all. But what I did is just recording the individual elements of the jam one by one. It doesn't matter if you're not a good keyboard player. We are going to correct this later so no one will hear it. I'm going to demonstrate this with just a small section of the jam. Here is how you're gonna do this. Start with just flat chords first. Then add a rhythm element. I just used a single counter note at low velocity to create rhythm. And if you have more elements, just split the entire piece up into separate elements and add them one by one. In FL Studio, you can do this very easily by using different patterns for each step, and then merge them together when you're done. Before we start correcting the velocities, we are going to quantize everything by pressing Alt+Q, so it's perfectly on the grid. Also very important is to always sustain the notes until the next note comes. You can do this by pressing Alt+L. The sustain should only stop when another chord is played. This way we can emulate a piano pedal. Now we are going to correct some unnatural sounding velocities. You can do this to your liking, but one interesting trick that Kygo uses is that he almost always plays the highest note of a chord with more velocity than the lower ones. Basically, the higher the note, the higher the velocity. Also be careful when using high velocities. I noticed that with most pianos, high velocities tend to sound more unnatural than lower ones. Now that we have done all of that, we are coming to the last step, timing. This one is actually super easy to do. Just use the strumming tool in FL and use a very slight amount of strumming. You can use more if you like, but I find that just a little amount makes the chords sound perfect. Also, sometimes the notes start overlapping, which cause the sound to mute in FL. This is something you have to correct as well. I like to use the slice tool for that by pressing C. Let's just have a quick listen to how that sounds. Now I have done this with the entire piano jam and also layered the piano with 2 different pianos to give them a more unique sound. For the processing, I like to use a combination of 2 Valhalla Supermassive presets to add some nice space. The first one almost sounds like a chorus and gives the piano a more acoustic sound. The second one sounds more like a reverb and adds some space. I also added a very little amount of OTT on top. This is a trick I use often on pianos because it pulls the reverb up and gives the sound so much more depth. Let's just have a quick listen to how the piano sounds with and without processing. So we are done with the piano. Let's talk about the other elements we need. Kygo likes to support his pianos with lots of nice sounding strings and pads to add more atmosphere. For example, here we have some pads with some very nice movement. But the pads are only playing in the second half of each section. This gives the supported section way more expression. Let's get over to the main section. Have a good look at the chords here. They are the same chords but have a different voicing, which creates a rising effect and builds tension throughout the chord progression. In the main section, I also added another pad that sounds more powerful, as well as some synth strings. Those are presets I made in Serum, and they will be available in my preset pack with the next update. Then I added some brasses that play the bass notes. Notice how I pan them. One is on the left, the other on the right. This creates a nice stereo image. I also added some sustained strings that play the chords to really have a big orchestral climax at that point. Let's have a look at the synth strings and sustained strings. Notice how they start with low volume and then slowly rise throughout every beat. This is super important for piano jams because we want to have lots of dynamics here. There are also some staccato strings in the main section, but I was really struggling to get them right. So I asked my musical genius producer friend Vol if he can help me out with the MIDI, and he sent me this beautiful piece of art here. I put them into session strings and layered them with some other contact strings as well. They sound perfect. Thank you, Vol.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
Before I'll show you the entire jam, I want to let you know that I have made the most amazing Kygo preset and sample pack with all the signature sounds you love from Kygo's music. I'm also constantly working on updating the pack and will add even more sounds in the future. If you want to make music like Kygo, this is perfect for you. The link is in the description. And because you guys are the best subscribers in the world, you can even get a special $10 discount using this code. But that's not all yet. The FLP is completely free to download, including the new Serum presets from my preset pack. Now, let's listen to the entire piano jam and see how everything sounds together. I hope you enjoyed this special remake of Kygo's latest piano jam. If so, leave a like and subscribe for more of the best Kygo content on YouTube. And as always, thanks for watching and we'll see each other in the next video.